From groups that give back to our very own angels in LA, this is your guide to all things local and uplifting the LA Unscripted way. Communities coming together to support those who need it most, from the west side to the east side and everywhere in between. Welcome to LA Unscripted. I'm Dana Devin, joined by the LAU ladies, Jasmine Simpkins and Olivia De Bortoli.
We're here in Pasadena at Neighbors and Friends, a local business truly living up to its name, as this cheese box bar has pivoted to help provide resources to their own neighbors and friends who have lost so much.
We are just a few blocks south of where the Eaton fire hit the Altadena community. And from food to supplies, this is just one of the many Southern California companies going off script and using their address as a home base for donations.
You know, we have a segment called Local Love, and I think this is an exact example of just that.
If somebody comes and gets supplies, they just come in, let us know that they have a need. What are those needs exactly? And then we help them figure out what they can get here and what are the gaps. And if we have resources that can fill the gaps, then we let them know. We have a ton of our neighbors are also participating. We're really focusing on hygiene, makeup, a lot of BIPOC curly hair products, which are really hard to get and very expensive. We're focusing on those things. And then there's some things that can't be met. And so with that, we have gift cards. The goal wasn't this. I think when we started, it was like, how can we help our community right now and get those immediate needs met? And then Hannah was like, let's go, like, I'm ready. I think it grew out of that, but then our community was like, you're ready, we're ready. And our volunteer sign-up list has over 600 people signed up on it. Put into words how amazing and proud I am of like my community for doing this. I grew up here. Watching everything has been, there's like not even words, it's devastating, but having the community support, it's incredible. Neighbors and Friends is the first DIY build your own cheese box, charcuterie box bar. And we have amazing sandwiches, gourmet coffee, tons of yummy stuff, and all of our retail is actually by BIPOC local businesses.
She was like, do you want to open a cafe together? And I said, no. And then 6 months later, when she was already done developing the cafe, I was like, yo, do you want me now? And she was like, okay, yes, I do. And I've been working on this forever. So we changed up kind of everything.
So one day, me and her were just talking, and I was like, why don't we just call it Neighbors and Friends? Because like all of our neighbors and friends have helped us grow our businesses. And I wasn't serious about it at all, but it just stuck. And then we were talking with one of our friends who was like, the tagline should be where neighbors become friends. And right now it's literally that.
What has the response been? Have you seen people just coming and feeling overwhelmed with gratitude as they are taking the things?
People are, it feels, I feel emotional. Yeah, it feels there's a deep courage, I think, in being able to accept help when something intense happens. And I think so many people impacted have said that they felt really embarrassed coming and getting help, even though you feel embarrassed or you feel shame, which again, I'm like, you didn't do this, you didn't ask for this.
You're a volunteer, I am now a volunteer.
Yes.
Why did you want to volunteer in the first place?
I honestly just wanted to work with a business that was pouring from the heart. There are so many people that's been impacted at this time, and just to see a small business that just opened up, open their hearts up, open their doors up, and come from a place of compassion and sincere wanting to help the community, I wanted to be a part of that.
This is a very, very traumatic incident, and we want people to be able to be greeted with people that can handle and hold that type of pain. People are deeply, deeply in pain, and it is wild to see them greeted by somebody that actually can listen and hold space for them, walk them through, get all the items for them, and then set up a GoFundMe. That is unreal. And then they leave with a coffee, or they leave with food. That is why this feels just like, I feel like we're really not stopping. We are tired, we're exhausted. But there is this, again, this like type of power because of the specific and right people are in the right places volunteering.
Okay, so we know the name is perfect, but did you know owner Kay's birthday is 8/8/88? Angel numbers, and the address is 88 East Union. I mean, talk about meant to be.
Can I share why the Altadena area is so special to me? I actually live in Eagle Rock, which is right next to Altadena, and Altadena has my favorite hike. It's the Millard Canyon hike, and I would do it once a week, and I have so many friends that live in Altadena, so it's a very special place for me, and I'm so sad to see what happened to it.
Oh my gosh. I love Altadena, but I love Palisades as well. PCH, I would drive down all the time. Gone to so many of the restaurants. Moon Shadows in particular, I just went right before my birthday. Been going there for years, and I just can't imagine that the place is no longer there. It just breaks my heart.
I can't imagine it. The devastating wildfires have truly affected every single one of us in some way, but we're all grateful we have angels in LA stepping in to offer support.
Since 2009, the Bianca Foundation has been helping students at LA area schools like Palisades High School manage stress and their mental health. Now, with the devastating wildfires, their students need them more than ever.
When the fires happened, the first thing we wanted to make sure that they're safe. We wanted to make sure they're safe, they're home, or they have a place to stay. Then we reached out to all of our professionals, and we wanted to make sure they're on standby. They offer free advice, let them talk, let them cry if they want to, because I know traumatic events like this cause a lot of stress. So not only we were there for the Pali students, for other schools that we have our classes, we gave them full support, all via Zoom.
We also had a parenting seminar that how they can cope with all this stress and emotion that the kids has. Even their parents at their home was around Pacific Palisades. They are devastated. They need help. So we are here for both of them.
It's been a lot for me, seeing all my friends' homes burning, my school. When I saw on the news that my school burned, I was like, wow.
I actually saw the part of the Palisades High School that we would go and gather the kids on fire. That was very traumatic for me even. So I know these kids were scared, were afraid, were stressed, and all of these are big, huge feelings that need to be touched upon.
I'm in 11th grade, and this is such a difficult time and such a difficult year, especially to do on Zoom. I feel like the Bianca Foundation has given us a way to just deal with our stress, give us multiple exercises and ways to just calm down and keep at peace with the situation.
When we saw school go up in flames quickly, with the help of students, we started a GoFundMe page to help rebuild Pali High School.
We are hoping that doesn't take COVID 2 years of no school. We are hoping immediately they get back to school.
Honestly, we've heard for now that we will be on Zoom for a couple of weeks. And we have heard that we are looking for temporary campuses in the next 4 to 6 weeks to, get back into person.
We are fundraising for this school. We are going to fundraise for the families that need it, but mostly for how to rebuild Pali High School.
Beyond the basics that have been donated, medications are another big concern. And as many evacuees are without their personal prescriptions, one family-owned business is ready to facilitate in any way they can.
We're kind of a little step back in time. I always try to explain to people, until you come here, you really don't understand what we do. Mickey Fine is the only original pharmacy and soda fountain in LA County. Confuses people sometimes, but that's Coca-Cola. All the soft drinks actually were usually invented by pharmacists. That's kind of the history with soda fountains and pharmacies. At the end of the day, it's really about taking care of each patient. We are stepping up during this particular emergency for the fires, but we've also stepped up for the vaccines, for the pandemic. Our pharmacy is the only independent pharmacy that's open and delivers 7 days a week in the Beverly Hills area. During any kind of natural disasters or pandemics, the independent pharmacy has been there for our community. During evacuations, the number one thing is to get yourself out, then your pets, then important papers, and then the last is prescriptions. But that doesn't happen. I had a new client who was at a doctor's office when the alert went out. She obviously couldn't go back to her house to go get her medications. Fortunately, we are here to help. So whether it's contacting their doctor, and some people, they lost not only their house, but their local pharmacy. There's 2 local pharmacies that were burned down, and also the chain pharmacy also in the Palisades also burned down. What we're recommending people is to go to info@mickeyfine.com to be able to give us a heads up of kind of what they need, but also they can reach us on our main line, which is 310-271-6123. We will definitely do our best to work with you to get your medications filled.
There are so many ways to help, and Angelinos are answering the call.
And we hope we can make it just a little bit easier to find the resources all our LA families need.
That's right, and we have more to share, so stick around. LA Unscripted from Pasadena's Neighbors and Friends will be right back. From the Palisades to Altadena, there is no doubt we are stronger together. Welcome back to LA Unscripted. I'm Dana Devin here with Jasmine Simpkins and Olivia De Bortoli from Pasadena's Neighbors and Friends, where supplies and resources are being prepped and boxed up for those affected by the Southern California wildfires.
Once we have these bags,
Yeah.
where do they go out?
So after they have these bags, we want to make sure they have a GoFundMe. If they do have a GoFundMe, excellent. If they don't, we want to bring them over to this table. We have so many assistants here to help people with doing the technological aspects of things.
The Eaton and Palisades fires are now the most destructive and second most destructive wildfires in SoCal history.
And as we learn about the faces from this neighborhood that have lost so much, families are sharing their memories, messages, and hope for the future.
I know a lot of kids do this type of thing, but this was just like, we have my height since I was like 5. The signature wall, I really don't know how it started, and honestly, if I can track back, it was probably an idea that my mom created.
Those are the little things that make a house a home. And then because we had so many people in the community just coming by, since this was like the spot, then it became like a community space, okay? It's like a billboard kind of like, okay, go write your name on the wall, you're here today, come on, let's do that.
Thinking about that wall being there and holding that place for us, it literally feels like losing a family member.
So I'm Linnell Bryant.
And I'm Charles Bryant.
In 2002, we bought the house.
The house was not that great. I think we made it great. We made it into a more livable space.
We kind of did nothing until our daughter, Zainabu, got married in 2016, and that kind of kick-started a really ambitious plan. So we started doing a lot of landscaping. We made modifications to the house.
The Eaton fire, Altadena area, as we've been reporting, has exploded over 200 and now we're hearing 400 acres. The evacuations are underway.
Power in our area was shut down. Well, we're here at the office working all day. So around 5 o'clock, we said, well, let's just go to the gym. And so we went to the gym to hang out until the power came back on. You can actually look out the window and see the fire.
I just did not have peace. And when we got to the house, we grabbed all the papers that we need to have, then we grabbed all the photographs.
And the separate hard drive for the computer.
And one of the blessings is that we made the choice of what we wanted to take. Others in our block wanted to stay and write it out. And So they were awakened at 3 in the morning. We were here at the office. I got a phone call from a friend of mine. She says, Linnell, the neighbor's lawn is on fire. And so we thought, well, if there's time to make it back to the house, we'll go get a couple more things. As we're driving up Lincoln, it was as though there were lightning bugs just flying in the air. That's how embers were just
raining fire.
It was.
It was black smoke and there was no lights.
And we turned around right then.
It's all gone. It's amazing. I've never seen anything like that. We're fortunate enough to have relatives in the area we're staying with. My experiences in architecture, and Linnell is a certified interior designer.
We plan on rebuilding and staying.
I'm gonna miss our family gatherings. Not that they're over, they're not over, but that is something that just warmed my heart.
Driving up to Altadena is just like a very serene feeling. Like anytime that I was feeling just like wired too tight, I would drive back home, you know what I mean?
The house is one thing, but you gotta understand, like, Altadena as a whole, like, took a huge blow. Like my friends and my family being so positive and optimistic about it, I don't really feel like I have anything to miss. Like,
good job.
I have everything right here.
It's not fear, it's not grief, it's more of a feeling of survival mode.
Instead of saying, why me, or why did this happen, it's an opportunity to say, okay, this has happened, what now? We made a choice, and we left without the fear.
In the aftermath of the fires, the Bryant family says support can come in many ways, including caring for mental health after a tragedy. Check in on those affected, and remember, professional help is available.
Community, compassion, and the LA spirit. We know there is still so much work to do, but we will not give up.
Coming up, even more local businesses stepping up to answer the call.
LA Unscripted from Neighbors and Friends will be right back.
It's still not known how many pets have been displaced by the wildfires, but the Pasadena Humane Society says they've taken in more than 300 animals.
You all know I love animals, but especially horses. So when I heard of a small business offering equine aid, I had to see for myself. When people come in and donate to you guys, they're basically helping feed the evacuated horses at both LAEC and Hanson Dam.
Yes, that's correct. And other individual people also have come in, and they don't have the necessary means at the moment. And so we have these two funds, and we work out of those, and they just have to let us know what they need, where they're located, and where they're evacuated from. And we're more than willing to help anybody in need. Demor's Feed and Tack is a family-owned business. We've been established since '87. My sister and I run the store, we own the store, and it's a feed and tack store, and we pride ourselves on working with our community. They can find anything. They can find hay and grain. They can find any kind of bedding for the horse that their needs. They can find health and grooming supplies. They can find breeches and boots and helmets. Essentially anything you need for a horse, we have for you.
You guys have been really active in helping the wildfire evacuees and people who've been affected by the wildfires. Why did you guys want to help so much, and what does the horse community mean to you?
The horse community means a lot. It's our livelihood, it's our life. We're not just here for a business, it's who we are. Our barn evacuated years ago, and people came out, so many, in the drones just helping us. We want to give back, and when you have your customers in need like that, you want to help them. Fleet of Angels reached out. They are a 501c organization, and they have been phenomenal. They immediately gave us money to help provide people in need. We've raised money ourselves. People are calling in to donate, so we have a fund that we supply a lot of shavings and feed. We're trying to do essentials.
Not only are you guys accepting donations to help evacuated horses, you also made a really cute crew neck. Tell me about it.
We did. We came up with the design, and it is a crew neck sweatshirt. It's $45, and all the proceeds go to the fund that we have been collecting all week here. And anybody that needs help and anybody who wants a sweatshirt, just give us a call.
Horse owners, they don't want to experience something like this ever again. So what would you recommend for them to be more prepared for next time?
I think next time buckets are very, very important to have on hand. Muck buckets, which are larger, which will hold a lot more water. Feed pans are also good.
So just have a bunch of buckets ready to go to grab, put in your trailer and get out. Right?
I think so. I think that's really important to have some kind of emergency kit put together. And you can do that by using a large bucket, for instance, and just having it in the back of your tack room, just ready to go if there's any problems.
This community, and when I say community, I don't mean the Damore community, I mean the whole vast horse community. That's a bond. Everybody has your back.
I've seen post after post of how people are offering whatever they can, whether it's food, clothing, massages, or hair washing services.
And of course, we have to thank the first responders who are working so tirelessly to save what they can and keep us safe.
Thank you so much, and thank you to neighbors and friends for the work they're doing here in Pasadena. And to our LA Unscripted family, keep showing kindness, keep looking out for one another, and stay safe. We'll see you next time, everyone. Good night.